Hello everybody, I am back again today. I would have been here yesterday, but the internet was not working here at my home, so that wasn't happening. Not yesterday, but today it is. And I'm honestly surprised because, let me look. It's not raining right now, but it was raining a little bit earlier. I think it rained for a total of like 5 minutes here, which is why I didn't even see it raining. It sprinkled a little bit when I was outside earlier, but not really a whole lot. But up in the north of my state, it's really bad with the rain, and there's been, I can't tell if it's just one tornado or like several, but there's been at least a tornado that was pretty bad up north, so that's not cool. But I mean, this time last week? Was it last week? Honestly, I can't even remember. Time is a social construct, but recently there were tornadoes and stuff here. So, yeah. Like I said, I do have a list of topics. We're just going to be having a brief kind of chat stream today because, quite frankly, that's all I have the energy for. So, my topics. I do have these. I was gonna talk about them in like some kind of order, but I decided against that because there is something that I do want to talk about because I'm kind of upset about it. I mean, it's not really that big of a well, it kind of is, but big of a deal to me, not to anyone who's watching. But I have this internship, right? I've been doing it since like January. It's actually gonna be ending not next week, but the week after next, which is going to be interesting. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen once this ends. Something. I don't know. I mean, this internship probably isn't going to end with them offering me a job, which is depressing, but whatever. That's how things work, I guess. Anyways, about this internship, we usually get things to do. Like, we have a schedule. It's like on a Google Drive. It's a Google Doc. And it's supposed to get updated every Monday, right? So this Monday rolls around, right? I look at the schedule not been updated. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We did have a project last week that was kind of, I would say, substantial. So I thought, maybe they're just reviewing the projects and they'll give us our feedback this week. I thought that was what was going to happen. Tuesday comes around, nothing on the schedule. I thought, okay, it's Tuesday. Maybe by Tuesday evening, they will give me something to do. Because they're in the West Coast, and I'm, like, kind of on the East Coast. I mean, it's the Gulf Coast, but whatever. So I thought, okay, time difference, they might just be late doing stuff. So I thought by Tuesday evening, they'll give us something. Wednesday rolls around, that's yesterday. My power was on, but my internet was out from, I want to say, like, shortly after noon to, like, 6 o'clock. So, like, for 6 hours, it's kind of a long time. So, I mean, up until, like, noon, there wasn't anything on the schedule, because I was checking, okay? I was doing my due diligence. So, Wednesday, up until noon, nothing. 6 o'clock rolls around, my internet comes back on. And then not long after that, like 30 minutes after that, I get an email. And like, hey, here's some feedback, not really a whole lot, not really any that could help me, about your project. Some pointers, I guess. And here's your new project, which is identical to your last project, which you were supposed to take a week to do. So it's 6 o'clock now, my internet has just come on. And so we're supposed to have a project that we're supposed to do, and we're supposed to turn it in like Friday. Ideally before Friday, they said it's not supposed to be a last minute thing. So I thought, okay, it's one of those things you need to take a while to do. And last week, the difference with last week is that we were all familiar with what we were doing. Like, okay, I guess just to give a little more context, we were given a script. No, we were given a television pilot that was submitted to our studio, and we had to, we had to package it, right? Find studios and networks and actors and all that stuff. And it did take kind of a long time because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really know how to do it. But I figured it out, and I got it done by, like, Friday, but I had the whole week to do it, to, like, figure it out. Now, as of, yesterday, I am the kind of person, I don't do, like, late night stuff for a job, or just, like, in general, or for, I guess, the things that I treat as I don't know. Either way, usually for me, I'm done, like, 5 o'clock, done, end of day, goodbye, my hours are over. And by the way, this is an unpaid internship. They're not even paying us to do this, which I'm going to get on that later. But 6 o'clock, they give us our next project. I didn't have access to the Google Drive folder where all of my materials are supposed to be until like 9 o'clock when I was in bed because I was tired from yesterday. I don't know. I'm really tired these past 2 days. I don't know why. I just have like no energy. Anyways, I was in bed, and then I got the notification that my supervisor had given me access to the Google Drive folder where all of my stuff is. And this time around, it's a script that I had never read, because last time it was a script that I had read, and I was very familiar with it, familiar enough to like do an entire packaging thing on it. So this was an older script that they gave me yesterday, and I didn't even get a chance to read it until this morning. So I read it, and I didn't like it, but I guess it didn't really matter, because I wasn't doing coverage on it, so that wasn't relevant. And the coverage that was done on it wasn't very good. I have one of the tabs open here, and usually coverage, it's supposed to be, like, very detailed notes about a story. Well, you give the synopsis, too, but you also give, like, comments on it. And one of these person's comments is, like, 3 lines of text in a text document, and that's all they have to say about it. And then the evaluation, which doesn't really tell me much. And then the other person's, because they put 2 people on a script at a time here. And so the other person's coverage honestly wasn't really that much better. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, I wasn't really given a whole lot to work with. I mean, at the very least, this time I have like a series Bible, but the series Bible isn't really very good because I feel like, okay, there's some context with it for, what is this? This is not it. I'm gonna look at it. I'm not gonna give anything away because, I can't. Basically, there's like, the log line, obviously, then the overview of it, which I could have surmised from the pilot episode. Themes, which I also could have surmised from the pilot episode, because between you and me, they're a bit heavy-handed. Characters, there's also some characters that don't even come up, and that's it. Like, usually in a series Bible, you have either the pilot episode, like the script for the first episode is included in the Bible, and then for the rest of the episodes, you have synopsises for them, or you just have synopsises for, like, all of the episodes in the first season. This has none of that. So what I'm given is one very lackluster coverage, another coverage that just really doesn't tell me much, and then what on earth is this? Why does Spotify do this? I have a playlist, right? And it's like Minecraft music, and I'm going through it, and it's like supposed to be really, really comforting, really chill, to match the energy of the stream. And then it randomly goes to like Doom music, and I don't want that. I hate Spotify for the desktop. It just isn't, just take me to my playlist. Just play the things in the playlist. Anyways. Essentially what I'm trying to say is I am upset because I've been given a project and I haven't been given adequate time for it. That's the gist of what what I've been saying this entire time. And I started on it. Is this music even playing? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I started on it earlier today. So I read the script this morning, and I started on the package, I want to say either before or after I had lunch, so like 11-ish. And I kind of gave up then, because I have a few things that I need to do for the package. For example, I have to pick a network. Actually, I have to pick multiples of all of these. So I have to pick multiple networks that I can go on. That one's fine. That one's kind of easy. Spotify hasn't been chill since 2013. I know. I don't know what's going on with Miss Martha's Spotify, but there's not much I can do about it. But what else am I going to do? Use Pandora? No. But anyways, I have to pick a production company, which is also pretty easy because, like, I have some knowledge of production companies. at the very least, or I can look it up pretty easily. And I have pilot directors, which I thought was going to be hard last time because I don't really know much about really anything in general, but you know, directors and stuff like that. But it ended up not being that difficult last time. So I gotta find a pilot director, and then I have to find a showrunner, which is also kind of difficult because, like, anyways. Oh, and apparently I biffed it last time. We had notes in the interview? No. We had notes in the email that was sent to all of us. And then I specifically biffed the showrunner because I said that the writer should be the showrunner because that made sense. But apparently it doesn't make sense. I didn't know this. Learning experience, I guess. And then I have to pick actors. And I know nothing about actors. I know nothing about casting. When I was doing my short film my final semester of school, I had the worst time trying to find actors. And of course I have an entire video on it that you can watch. But in conclusion of that is that I don't know. I mean, for my short film, it was easy-ish because, you know, we had auditions and I could, like, watch audition tapes and see, yes, I want that person or I want that person. I mean, it wasn't that easy because I needed a black female lead and there were none, apparently. I still feel a type of way about that. I don't know why. This is legitimately months ago, but I still feel a type of way about the fact that there are 3 black actresses in our entire theater department, and I just could not find a black actress to save my life, and I was limited to our school. I couldn't, like, you know, go out in the greater Jackson area and look for actors, which there would have been some, because, I mean, it's Jackson, Mississippi. It's nothing but Negroes, you know. I could have found myself a black actress if I had looked elsewhere, but I was not forbidden, but discouraged from doing that. Anyways, we're not talking about that. What I'm trying to say is that this is not an easy project, and I've been given 2 days to do it, and I only barely did it today because I'm a procrastinator, and it is difficult. So, that's that on that. And I do want to talk about this internship a little bit more. Not really anything in particular, but really only the fact that it's ending, not next week, but the week after next. And I have nothing lined up after that, so, you know. The people running the internship haven't, like, explicitly said, like, hey, there may be a job opportunity at the end of this, you know. So, who knows? I mean, probably not, since they haven't said anything. I mean, we have this opportunity to not produce, but get either a TV pilot, which I wasn't about to do because I don't write TV. I really only write shorts, for better or worse. But anyways, either a TV pilot or a short film made. I went with a short film because I have a jillion short film scripts that I would like to get made. And now I'm kind of worried about that because when I was at school, I thought, oh yeah, or no, I wasn't that excited. But when I was at school, I thought, oh man, I can only write something that can be shot within like a 10-mile radius of my college campus or in someone's apartment, which I didn't really know anybody who lived off campus. That was another big issue with my short film last semester, but we're not talking about that. I'm done talking about it. I'm done. Anyways, that was my issue with that, and like feasibility. Feasibility was the thing I felt was stifling me creatively while I was in school, because while I was in school, we were encouraged to write things that we could actually make, and we didn't have really a whole lot of resources like a massive school with a massive film program would. So yeah, I'm not saying that was necessarily a bad thing, because we did end up making a lot of really great short films, you know, but I just feel like, I don't know, maybe as a writer my scope is just too big. And I'm not even trying to make stuff that's, like, really ridiculous. I don't know. Like, for instance, I had one, I think it was a short. Yeah, it was a short. What else would it be? that I wrote that took place at like a magazine. So like, you know, like an office building with like a lot of extras and a lot of cast members and stuff. But in actuality, the only thing we could really make was stuff that had 2 to 4 actors and like could not rely on extras really. I mean, I'm trying to think about it. We did make a short film that was in a restaurant, but we kind of cheated it the way that we shot it. Like, you could tell it was a restaurant. We did a bang up job with that. That was great. But we essentially had to take it's not a ballroom, like a meeting room. You know, like in a hotel they have like these kind of ballroom things. Well, we have one of those on our campus. They have like conferences and stuff there. It's not that big of a room really. But basically what we did is we turned that into a restaurant. We hung up some curtains. They did not steam those curtains. If I was in charge of that, I would have found the nearest garment steamer and steamed them, because they look like they came straight out of the package. But anyways, they had some tables. They put some like tablecloths on it. They had like plants and like lights, and it was really nice. But the thing is, it was kind of not cramped. Cramped isn't the word, but it was really just 3 or 4 tables set up, and they were by the windows. So, and we were specifically instructed that day. I remember, we were specifically instructed that day to wear a nice shirt, because we might have to be like a background character, not a background character, but like an extra. So I don't know why. I was the only one who showed up wearing like a nice shirt, and like I had earrings on, and I did my makeup just in case I had to be like a background character. Nobody else did that. I don't know why. I felt really left out that day, and I didn't like it. I wasn't the only one. Lies and falsehoods. I was not the only one. It was me and like maybe 2 to 3 other people. But there were a lot of people on that set, so anyways. How did I get on this? Yeah. I'm worried about this new short film project that I have, which is like the whole, I don't know, thesis project, the final project, I guess, of this internship that I'm in, because I have this script and it takes place on a college campus, and it does require kind of a lot of extras, kind of. And when I was talking about it with my supervisor, like talking through the project, he was like, oh, you know, feasibility. I'm like, why am I still worried about this? This isn't my job to think about. I'm the writer. You guys are the production company. You're supposed to make it happen, right? Why? I just thought it would be different, you know? Like, I'm not in school anymore. I'm not the one wrangling extras. So, like, why can't you guys make it happen? Because you could definitely make it happen. I mean, I get it, because, like, COVID things. And they're, like, based in California, so, you know. I have no idea what's going on in California with all this COVID stuff. I did hear recently, and by recently, I mean, like, 30 minutes ago, that apparently Arizona had, like, lifted all their COVID restrictions. And honestly, I don't know what I expected from Arizona. Maybe not that. I don't know. Anyways, but I thought at this stage, not really in my life per se, but in my screenwriter career, that I, as a person, would not have to worry about feasibility, because that's the job of a producer. I'm not producing this. I just wrote it. I'm giving it to you guys to produce. You assemble a team. You get like you figure out the budget. I'm gonna handle the creative stuff. Like, I know in my heart of hearts, my mind of minds, that I was not meant to be a producer. I knew it, like, I don't know how many weeks, like 2 weeks into the production class that I took when I was in school. Like, this isn't my thing, right? Because I feel like producing, it requires a lot of people skills, which I do not acquire. So, you know, I mean, I'm not poo-pooing about it. Like, okay, I don't have those skills. Why should I force it, you know? I think I'm just better at things that require, like, technical skills and not... I think they're called soft skills, or people skills in general, but, you know, stuff like writing, stuff like editing, stuff like maybe cinematography if I could ever figure out how to light anything ever in my life. Stuff like that, you know, not really production, and definitely not directing. That was a disaster, but I had to take the class, so I needed to graduate. Anyways, I went on for far longer than I thought I would about all of this, but I don't know, man. Oh, and another thing about, like, jobs and stuff. This is so long ago. I swear this is in, like, February when all of this went down, but I'm sure some of you all remember when I was saying that, oh, I got an interview for a job, and I got a follow-up interview. Yeah, that was like a month ago. That was a month ago, and I have heard back from that employer, and that was 2 weeks ago. Because they're trying to make, like, a whole new video department at this company that I applied to. So they're hiring, I guess, whomsoever would be my higher up. They hired that person recently, and now they want to involve that person in the hiring process of their... I don't know why the word lackey came up immediately, but you know, the person that would be under them. And so, I mean, that's fine, I guess. They said all that would be happening on 15th. Well, they said the person would be starting on the 15th, which, as you know, was like an entire week ago. That was last Monday, the 15th. I don't know. Maybe this stuff just takes a lot of time. I don't know. I mean, I've applied for several jobs. Honestly, the number has to be in the hundreds by now, because I started applying for jobs when I was, I want to say a sophomore in college, for, like, internships and stuff. And usually the way it goes is that I either email a company, or I do, like, an application on Indeed or LinkedIn or whatever, and then I get, like, a little automated message saying, hey, bestie, we got your application, we'll get back to you in 1 to 2 weeks, and then I never hear from them again. And that's usually how it goes with applying for jobs, for me anyways. I'm wondering if I'm just, like, not qualified for any of these things, but at the same time, a lot of people who are very much not qualified to do jobs get those jobs and do them terribly, so I don't see why that should be, like, a roadblock for me, you know. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I applied for that job, like, in February, and then I interviewed with them in February, and then they got back to me on the 6th of this month, saying that, hey, we got the higher-up person in this department, we're going to involve them in the hiring process, and I thought that meant I would hear back from them last week, and I did not hear back from them, and I was honestly super upset about all of that. Like, it was actually affecting me. I don't know why. I know why. I know why I'm so attached to this job. It's because I've never gotten an interview before. That's not true. I had to interview for my internship, duh. But the thing is, okay, so this is different, right? Because my internship, it's remote, number one, so there's not really a whole lot involved in it. And it's unpaid, which should be illegal, but whatever. So it's not really that... I don't know how to describe it. It's not that... I'm not going to say it's not that serious, because it is that serious, but, like, there's not money on the line. You know, I knew I wouldn't be getting paid, and if I got the internship, I still wouldn't be getting paid, and if I didn't, I would still not be getting paid, so not really a whole lot would have changed. But, yeah, but for this one, you know, it's a paid position, and it's an in-person position in a different city that I have thought about living in, and I'm kind of attached to the idea of living in, so, you know, would suck if I didn't get it, but I've been applying to other places in that city. More of the same, just not hearing back from places. So yeah, oh, I haven't even gotten to the main thing I want to talk about. Gosh. So, I was on LinkedIn recently, like 2 days ago, as I am wont to do, because I'm looking for jobs and stuff. And I saw the exact same position that I applied for like a month ago on LinkedIn. And it wasn't like an old job posting either. At the time, it was from like 20 hours ago, so like the previous day. So it's like, oh, why are they reposting this job if they've already like interviewed a bunch of people? It's because the current candidates that they have apparently aren't good enough, which includes me. So, you know, it just makes me feel like that I'm not in the running anymore. I haven't been, like, formally rejected or anything like that, which, honestly, at this point, I just wish they would. Just save me a lot of trouble and, like, I don't know, anxiety, stomach ulcers, etc. But I haven't heard back from them. I did apply. I told my mom about it, and she told me, oh, yeah, you gotta apply for that one, too. the exact same job that I applied for a month prior and interviewed for, because it shows them that you're still interested. And honestly, that wasn't my first instinct to do, to reapply for a job that I already applied for and hadn't been formally rejected for. But I did it anyways, so, now I guess my application can pop up in their HR system or however that works again, and we're like, oh yeah, I remember this person, they still want to work for us, etc., etc. And I'm wondering if my location is like stifling me at all, because I would be required to move like an hour. It's more like 2 hours away, 2-ish hours, an hour and some change, I don't know, but a good distance away. And it's like, do they want to deal with someone who is relocating to a new area, or do they just want to pick someone local? And I don't doubt that there are a bunch of local people, because it's a big city. So yeah, I feel like I am stifled by my location sometimes, since I'm not in a big city. And it's like, oh, why don't you just move to the city you want to work in? How am I supposed to do that if I don't have a job there? Or just in general, like, period. It's not like I can just find a job in video production in my hometown, because there ain't none, right? Anyways, that's that. What else is on this list? I talked about the internet. Let me see if it's raining outside. I can't tell, it's too dark, never mind. Anyways, I guess I could give a little update on my copyright strike. There isn't really an update to give. That's the update. By my calculations, it should be lifted either tomorrow, holy cow, yeah, tomorrow, or the 1st, because they say, YouTube says anyways, that if you do like a counter notification and if you do a counter notification and Bestie doesn't prove that they're like taking you to court, it'll take 10 to 14 business days to get the strike lifted. Basically, business days are just like Monday, Friday, not Saturday, Sunday. Anyways, I still don't understand, but whatever. Say either tomorrow, which would be the 10-day mark from when I filed the counter notice, to the 1st, which will be the 14 business day mark from when I filed the counter notice. So hopefully my video will be back. However, I have seen that apparently, I don't know if it was Lily Jean or Lore, but one of them made it like a separate account called Lily Jean Beauty, I think, and have been copyright striking people for that. I saw they did it to Callie Mara. I don't know what the status with that is. But I've seen it's been happening, which I think it's probably against TOS, so it's probably going to be dealt with. In what way? I'm not sure. I haven't really been following what they're doing closely, so I have no ideas. So that's that on that. Let's talk about books. Why not? Let's talk about books. I recently finished this book called Someone We Know, and I teetotally forgot who wrote it. Sherry Lapina? I'm probably saying that wrong. This is loud. Someone We Know by Sherry Lapina. It came out July 25th, 2019, and it's 320 pages. Didn't feel like 320 pages. I read it on a Kindle, so you don't get regular pages, but it's weird. It felt really short, the book. It's a murder mystery, okay? Is there a sequel to Someone We Know? Oh, no. There is not a sequel to that novel. Anyways, I finished it yesterday when the internet was off because I had nothing else to do. I thought it was good. How do I put this? I don't want to say it was bad, because I don't think it was bad, but I don't think the writing was... It wasn't very elevated, I'll say that, but that's not a bad thing. It's an easy read. It's very easy to read. What I thought was especially funny, though, is that the writer, I think, is from Great Britain, but the story is based in the United States, and you can tell that the writer is from Great Britain and not the United States where the story is set, because there's a lot of English terminology used. For example, a car, I'm not going to spoil it all that much, but a car is kind of the central theme of the story, and instead of calling the trunk, like Americans call it, they call it the boot, which I just find that funny for some reason. A British person trying to write Americans. I mean, it wasn't all that, like, glaring of an issue, but, you know, just every so often a trunk will get called a boot, and it's just like, oh, this person's not from the United States. So, yeah. I was not expecting the resolution to the murder mystery. I will say that. I 100% thought I knew who done it, and I didn't. And that got me. I got. I will say I successfully got. If you want to get got, then read Someone We Know by Sherry Lapina. Why? I don't know why, but I feel that this is like this has an adaptation. This doesn't have an adaptation. It literally came out 2 years ago. That doesn't mean a whole lot. Yes, it does. It takes time for these things to get made. Oh my goodness, my chair is sinking. Ugh. I don't know why, this chair, I don't even like this chair. I would like a new chair, but for some reason, it like sinks every so often. Not even every so often, I swear it's like every 30 minutes. Anyways, more about this book. Actually, there's not really a whole lot to say about it. It's a short read. It feels like a short read. I do recommend it. I think it's a good book. I read the Kindle version. Now I'm curious about something. I'm gonna go on missamazon.com. Why is the paperback $23? Hold on, for a book that came out 2 years ago, the paperback most certainly should not be $23. And the hardcover is cheaper than the paperback. Okay, I gotta talk about this. Book pricing on Amazon does not make any sense, right? Hardcovers are supposed to be like the fancy, expensive edition of a book. And I'll tell you why. I learned some things when I was in creative writing for 2 years, okay? Hardcovers, number one, they got the hardcovers. Duh, those are automatically more expensive. Sometimes the hardcovers, if they're not the lame dust jackets, I hate dust jackets. Dust jackets cost more too, okay? But if they're not the dust jackets, sometimes the hardcovers are like fancy with like embossed text and like some parts are glossy, some parts are matte. That costs more than like a simple paperback. Some paperbacks are like that too, but the sheer fact that a hardcover has like hard boards for covers makes it more expensive. Also, hardcovers tend to use nice paper, like stuff that doesn't go yellow very quickly. Paperbacks don't, right? Paperbacks, they have the paper back, right? That's not as expensive to make as the boards for a hardcover. And then paperbacks, they use slightly lower quality paper. Well, lower quality paper than a hardcover. I don't know if I have any particularly old hardcover. Yes, I do. Hold on. I gotta conduct an experiment. Ooh, I'm about to prove myself wrong. Anyways, I have this hardcover. I don't know if this is. Oh, jeez, that scared me. This is the ruler that I used as a bookmark. Anyways, let me see which edition this is. Well, it's certainly not a first edition. Yes, it is. It is a first edition. Okay, I have this first edition hardcover of the first Welcome to Night Vale novel. I got this when I was either I can look at the year, because I got it when it came out. Let me look at the year. Give me a minute. When 2015. What was I? I want to say I was no, I wasn't a junior. Was I a sophomore? I might have been a sophomore. I can't remember. Time is weird. But I bought this when it came out, right? First edition hardcover. This is not a first printing, but it's a first edition. There's a difference, I promise. But 2015, it's like, what, 6 years? Okay, the paper is pretty yellow. I don't know if you can tell. You can't tell because my webcam sucks. But the paper is kind of yellow. Wait, hold on. No, never mind. So the paper is kind of yellow, right? Because it's old. But it's not as yellow as a paperback that might be the same age, but I don't know if I have a paperback that's the same age. Because I was going to grab my copy of 13 Reasons Why, but I got that when I was a freshman. So I got that before I got this. So, never mind. Anyways, what I'm saying is, hardcovers are supposed to have nicer paper. Nice paper costs money. Paperbacks don't have nice paper. Nice paper costs less money. If you want to get into the cheapity cheaps, mass market paperbacks, which, the only mass market paperback I have, I donated it, so never mind. Did I? Maybe. I legit can't remember. But anyways, mass market paperbacks have super crappy paper and super crappy covers, which is why they're like $5 at the bookstore. So, using that logic, there's no reason that a hardcover of this book should cost $19.41, okay? And a paperback of this book should cost $23.83 because it costs less to produce, right? And of course you're going to have markups because that's how people make money, but a paperback shouldn't cost more than a hardcover unless they're... And it doesn't even make sense because, yeah, I guess some people buy paperbacks more than hardcovers, but like in this instance it would make more sense to buy a hardcover than a paperback because it's cheaper and it's also nicer. I don't know. But then we get into Kindle Editions, which makes even less sense. I think Amazon either got or is getting in trouble with like price fixing on ebooks. Because as you know, an ebook, it's a digital file. It is infinitely copyable. So there's no reason that the Kindle edition of a book should cost more than the physical edition of a book. And then you get into audiobooks. I know nothing about audiobook pricing, honestly. But again, I mean, unless you're buying a physical medium, like a tape or a CD, which does cost money to produce, but really shouldn't even cost that much. I mean, I have no idea how much audiobooks cost on like Audible or something, but they always show them as $0 because, it's free with your free trial. So I don't even know how the price of an audiobook stacks against all this stuff. Anyways, the thesis of what I'm trying to say is that book pricing makes no sense, and I'm glad someone is getting onto Amazon about how they price their books because it makes no sense. It just doesn't. And these aren't like, limited editions or anything like that, so... Like, see, I'm looking right now. They have 5 new from other sellers for this book that I'm talking about for like $12 for a paperback, and that makes sense. And they have used from like $2, which also makes sense. However, they show the lowest price. But all of these are under $10. One of these is $9. So, I don't quite know. And of course, the used versions of the hardcover are also quite cheap. They're, let's see, the lowest was like $7. I've seen $15 for this, $17. So about $35. Get out of here. Bye. Goodbye. Anyways, I saw a $35 one. Anyways, Yeoman Emotional Distress from the Magnus Archives. What are the Magnus Archives? I'm gonna look that up real quick. But why have I heard of this? Have I looked this up before? No, I haven't. Magnus Archives is a horror fiction podcast written by Jonathan Sims, directed by Alexander J. Newell, and distributed by Rusty Quill. Well, ever since I listened to Night Vale, which was literally like in high school, hence why I have this book at all, I haven't really been listening to scripted podcasts. I'm sure there's a demand for them, but I don't see the demand. If I am listening to a podcast, it's probably a comedy podcast. I want to laugh. Anyways, yeah, book pricing makes no sense. And then they're saying the print length for this is 400 pages. Hold on, somebody's lying. This says 320. What do I think about the David Dobrik situation? I'm glad you asked. I'm not too familiar about the situation. I have been seeing bits and pieces here and there. Let me think. So, okay, David Dobrik, it's not that I never liked him, because obviously I don't know him as a person, duh. But I always just thought he was scummy. I'll tell you why. I didn't like him. I don't like people who, like, give stuff away as a form of feel-good content, because it just doesn't make me feel good. And I'll tell you why it doesn't make me feel good. It's all publicity, right? This goes for Mr. Beast too, okay? Like, his whole brand is, like, having a buttload of money and, like, giving it to people on camera so that people can see how good of a person he is and how helpful he is and how charitable he is. Like, you can be rich all you want. Well, you can be rich all you want, but, like, if you're gonna do donations and stuff like that, I don't see why you have to make a big spectacle of it. Like, I don't understand. Like, okay, you gave your friend a Tesla. Ooh, look at you, you're rich, and you gave your friend a Tesla. They're not going to be able to pay for the repairs on that car. They're a normal person with a normal income. So, like, really, you're just setting them up for failure, but whatever. Not repairs, but, like, maintenance and stuff. You know, stuff is expensive. Well, okay, David Dobrik, he lives in California, but around here in Alabama, I don't know of any, like, number one Tesla charging stations. You could charge it at your house, but, like, you know, maybe you want to go out and, like, drive somewhere, and you want to charge your Tesla. Maybe you're taking a road trip, right? There's, like, none of those down here. And there's none of them in the state of Mississippi either, because I was really curious. Because there was, like, I don't know if it was a Tesla dealership, but there's, like, a Tesla building in Pearl, Mississippi. And I was, like, on the route that I took to go from my college to the Walmart that I would go to. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. I always thought David Dobrik was a little sus. That's just what I'm gonna say. And the fact that he surrounds himself with sus people. The first notice that David Dobrik was kind of a weirdo was the fact that he hangs out with Jason Nash, who's like twice his age. Which, listen, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with having friends who are older than you, or even that much older than you. But that guy is a creep, and kind of a weirdo, and he just keeps him around because he's like, ooh, he's the dirty grandpa character, or whatever. And it's like, I never liked that, because I was kind of sort of following the situation, like, after Jason Nash and Trisha Paytas broke up. I was kind of paying attention to that. However, that was, like, 2 years ago? So I've forgotten most of it. And I guess, yeah, Trisha Paytas being in their group was probably a red flag too, but honestly, my view of Trisha Paytas has changed over these months. I don't know why, but I went from seeing her as, like, chaotic evil to chaotic neutral now. I'm not gonna elaborate on that, I'm just gonna move on. But, I mean, honestly, she has a whole lot of sus stuff in her past. Honestly, but at the same time, I did hold the belief that Trisha Paytas was an S-tier troll, and that absolutely no one should be taking what she's saying seriously. And I still believe that. Not really with, like, the serious stuff, but, like, you know, identifying as a chicken nugget. Like, why would anyone give that foolishness the time of day? This is clear-cut troll behavior. I don't know why you're paying attention to it. My voice is starting to go out. It's been 40 minutes. God. Anyway, to the situation at hand. I don't doubt that it happened like it happened. I did not read the article. I mean, I've kind of just been following the whole stuff from, like, the sidelines and seeing what other channels have to say about it. Maybe I'll read the article at some point, but honestly, I swear to God, Spotify, if you don't stop this foolishness, just play the playlist. I didn't have it on repeat, that was my problem. Anyways, maybe I don't, is it even really a bias? But I'm just inclined to believe people when they say that something like that has happened to them. Like, it's just how I feel. So, I don't doubt that it happened. I don't doubt that David Dobrik surrounds himself with sus people. And I don't doubt that, let me talk about, hold on. I didn't watch either of them, but let me talk about these apologies. Why would you address something that serious on your third most popular channel with, like, 1 million subscribers? Not even the one that has your name on it. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird behavior. That's weirdo behavior. It's weirdo behavior, okay? I don't know why you would do that. And then, after he started losing sponsorships and, like, all of his money and his company, Dispo, well, I guess he was technically co-founder, but for all intents and purposes, it's his company. You know, it took him losing his company, which honestly, such a lame concept. I don't understand the fascination with bringing back archaic technology, but that's a different conversation altogether. But it took him essentially losing a lot of his assets, and by assets I mean like sponsorships and stuff like that, and his company, which is like an actual asset, for him to actually say something about it on his main channel. Sus behavior. That's it. That's all it is. It's just sus behavior. Also with the whole Jeff Wittick thing, I didn't watch before I say what I'm about to say, I think the situation is very serious. However, it's not that I don't care about it, it's just that I don't care a whole lot about it, you know? Because I wasn't a fan of David Dobrik, so I didn't watch him a whole lot. I thought it was just like a performative, positive person, and it was all for show. So I didn't really care for him in that way. But I'm also just not following all of this closely. I don't even know what I was about to say that caused me to say that. But the Jeff Wittick situation. I didn't watch the interview with Frenemies. Because again, it's like, I did. I've been seeing all of this information through like third parties, so primarily Philip DeFranco and Angelica Oles. It's been where I've been getting most of my information from this from. But I know Jeff did this video where he recorded the reporter who did the story about the whole Dirty Dom situation, like without her consent, and he like tried to make her apologize to him because he was getting fallout from this. That's weirdo behavior. That's weirdo behavior. Like, why would you even do that? First of all, the situation isn't even fully about you. I mean, okay, it might be. Because, you know, there's a whole situation of was he there or not when the alcohol was brought in. But why are you making this woman, whose job it is to just report what has happened and report what has been told to her in the most impartial way that she can, because she is a journalist and that's what they do, why would you try to make her apologize to you because the stuff that you allegedly did or didn't do got put out in the open and now you're getting backlash for it? What does she have to do with that? She just did her job. And I don't quite understand what the point of that was, so I don't really like that. I didn't see like the mega incriminating interview that he did with Frenemies, but from what I've seen, it was just, why he do that, I don't know. Apparently he got like eye surgery recently. I don't know why Philip DeFranco said this, but on not his latest video about it, but maybe like a couple of videos ago, Philip DeFranco insinuated that Jeff Wittick had some kind of brain injury that was inhibiting his like decision making. I have no idea if that's real or not, and he didn't elaborate at all. So I thought that was weird. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if like I don't even know what he meant by that. So I don't know. I haven't really seen anybody talk about it, and I mean, I don't even know if I want to dig deeper into it. So that's really the only thing I've been wondering about, is this mythical brain injury that Jeff Wittick may or may not have that inhibits his decision making. That was insinuated by Philip DeFranco, and he said he didn't have any sources that wanted to go on the record about it. So it may as well be false. Like, I don't know. Also, let me check my subscription feed real quick, because it's like 7 here, and usually both of them would have uploaded if there was something new. I don't know if anything new has come out. I do find it interesting that David Dobrik used to date Liza Koshy. That feels like a weird pairing to me. I don't know why. I don't know either of them personally, so who knows? They're probably meant for each other. I mean, they're not dating anymore, so clearly not. But I don't know. And they went and made the weird breakup video. I just think breakup videos are so weird. Can I just say that? I'm gonna say it. Breakup videos are weird. I feel like, I mean, I guess their relationship was like heavily publicized, but I feel like if you are a YouTuber with a moderate amount of success, let's say 1 million subscribers and a decent fan base, you don't have to let us into your personal life. In fact, I would rather you didn't, okay? Like, I mean, okay. One example, Jarvis Johnson. He was previously dating this girl called Sadie, and she was in a few of his videos, and then they broke up, and he made a community post that they broke up, which the post itself made sense, because at some point people will be asking, like, oh, where's Sadie? And, you know, he could tell us that, he could tell us that they broke up, because then people won't be wondering why she isn't in his videos anymore, because she was in a good amount of his videos. But what he did that was weird was he showed their freaking messages, right? To and from each other. And, like, pictures of both of them crying that they sent to each other. That is so weirdly personal, and I don't need to be let in on that. I am not your friend, okay? I don't know you like that. I don't need to see the intimate messages that you sent to your ex-partner. Like, why? Why? It was weird. It was off-putting at the time. And, I mean, nobody else thought it was weird. They were just like, oh, sorry that you guys broke up. You were so cute together, etc., whatever. But you didn't need to include the iMessages, my guy. Like, why? Well, let me find that. Let me find that community post. I'm gonna see if it still exists. I hope not. I hope he deleted that. This was months ago, so I don't even know. Jarvis Johnson. Because now, I feel like I was the only one who felt this way. That it was weird. But, I don't know. This was some months ago. Let's see. It was 6 months ago? Okay. So, there's this from 6 months ago, and they were still together. 6 months. This isn't that important, but I just want to see for my own health, we will say. Here we go. Oh, it was a Twitter post. It was on Twitter. Please tell me he deleted this. He didn't delete it. Oh my god. Okay. I gotta, hold on. Let me go into, let me see. Why is screen capture not working? Oh, here we go. Display capture. I gotta show y'all this, because I just think it is real weird. This one. Okay. Okay, no. So, this is the post from, like, November. And it's like a notes app thing. It's very simple, I guess. Like, hey, me and Sadie aren't together, and, you know, we're doing well, and it's fine, and this is why you won't see her in any more videos. But then we get to the second image. Why do I need to see this? This is personal. This is deeply personal. I wouldn't want to show anybody that. Like, you and your ex sending crying pictures to each other. That's weird, Martha. Why? I don't understand. I was hoping he had deleted it at this point, but, like, why? I just felt that was weird. Anyways. What was I even talking about? Oh, Liza Koshy and, yeah. But the whole thing with them is that the thumbnail is that they're just crying at each other, and it's like, dude, I don't even be caught with tears in my eyes on the internet, okay? It's just, I don't know. That's personal. That's personal. But I mean, I guess for types like that, you know, like David Dobrik, you know, these vlogger people, nothing is off the table for them to go on the net. Which I get some people just want to share their personal life, but some things I think are just too personal for me, a third party who lives across the country and doesn't know you like that. So that's just my thoughts on it. That's all I got to say about that. Where's my list? Here's my list. I've almost done all my topics. Okay, so, as you may or might not know, I'm a documentary aficionado. Not really, just like an enjoyer of documentaries. And I recently learned that a new documentary dropped on Netflix.com about the college admission scandal. And honestly, I wasn't too interested about the college admission scandal, but the day that I watched it, I wasn't really doing anything. And I wanted to have something on in the background while I was drawing. So I thought, okay, I'll go on Netflix, watch the college admissions documentary. It'll be some background noise. So I go to netflix.com. There it is, front page, college admissions scandal, the documentary. I forgot. Oh, it's called Operation Varsity Blues. Yeah, that's the name of the documentary. So I'm like, oh, okay, this looks cool, and I watch it. And I really like this documentary. Not necessarily for the story of it, because I'm already really aware of the story, because it all went down like last year, 2 years ago. But I like the way that they did it, and I'll tell you why. Some documentaries, there's a variety of ways to approach a documentary. You can have it be only archival footage, like Netflix did with a different documentary about the Chris Watts case, the guy who murdered his wife and his children and went on television like nothing had happened. They used only archival footage, and I believe there were some interviews, but they were audio only, like no video interviews. I thought that was an interesting way to approach a documentary, especially a crime documentary, because the only thing that they used was news footage, police footage, like body cam footage, and the interrogation, and stuff from his wife's Facebook, which apparently she posted to Facebook a whole lot. And that's essentially where they got most of their footage for the documentary, and I think that was done really well, and I would like to see more crime documentaries done in that way. But the way you can also go about a documentary is have it be a mix of archival footage and pictures and stuff, and interviews, which is how I would say most documentaries are done, archival footage and interviews, which that's fine, it's a fine way to do it. It's a pretty typical way to do it. And then you have the hybrid, well, not the hybrid model. Yes, the hybrid model. I'm going to call it the hybrid model, where you have archival footage, okay? You have interviews, okay? And then you have actor reenactments. And when I say that, your mind might be going to, Dateline, Investigation Discovery, super cheesy, just kind of bleh, kind of reenactments. But no, these were good. These were actual actors, not just, okay, the people with Investigation Discovery are actual actors too, but you know what I mean. This was the cinematography was there, it felt like a movie. Like, someone had actually put thought into the composition of all of the shots and everything like that. It wasn't just schlocky reenactments, because what they did with Operation Varsity Blues is that they took the wiretaps that the FBI put in old dude's phone. I forgot his name, sorry. The ringleader of it all. They took the wiretaps that they put in his phone, and essentially most of the reenactments are this guy's phone calls with other people that he roped into this. And it's not audio from the calls. It's the actual actors, they're talking. But I think that was really well done. And then, of course, they had interviews with people. Those weren't a big part of it. They had interviews and stuff, but they weren't the focal point. The focal point was definitely the reenactments and the archival footage. And I just thought that was super cool, especially for a topic that I'm not quite that interested in, especially the college admissions scandal, because, I don't know, I mean, it's white collar crime, and everybody got off in a year. I mean, old dude, the ringleader, I think they said at the end of it he still hasn't been to trial, because there are several people that pleaded not guilty, which means they gotta go to trial, and figure it out before he goes to trial, and that's not gonna be for a while. And I think he's out and about, just on the streets, just living his life, probably cooking up some new schemes. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, I honestly don't know, but, what was I even saying? I just think that documentary was really well done, and I really like the way that it was done, and I hope that more documentaries are done like that. I must say, for all of Netflix's downfalls, and the fact that they are just, whoever's in charge of content acquisition is just doing the most there, that's all I'm gonna say. They do have good documentaries. Netflix makes good documentaries and docuseries, okay? They're known for that. They're scripted. It's really hit or miss. Usually they miss. Their movies, again, hit or miss. They almost always miss. I can't think of a Netflix movie that I watched that I was like, oh yeah, that's good. And usually no, I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say a statement that was false, and that false statement is that usually the series that they make that are good are usually made by someone else and then just like put the Netflix stamp on it, which isn't necessarily true. I don't know, man. I just feel like Netflix originals, especially TV series and movies, nowadays are just like not the best, you know? I mean, they might have some good like reality content, but I'm not into reality, so no thank you. But for like their comedic and dramatic stuff, no thanks. I mean, my favorite things that have the Netflix stamp on them, like officially, are Bojack Horseman, which is a pure Netflix original. Arrested Development, which was on Fox before it was on Netflix, and they didn't get involved until like the later seasons. Also, speaking of Arrested Development, oh my goodness, I forgot her name. Now I feel bad. I feel bad that I forgot her name. It's just so... Jessica Walter. She died today. Lucille Bluth. Oh my goodness, she is a legend. Legend, you know. So that's really sad. But anyways, Arrested Development has the Netflix logo on it. They didn't make it. They got that from Fox. And they put it on their website and said, hey, we made this. Obviously, they're not saying, oh, yeah, we definitely made this. Because Arrested Development, that first aired in, like, 2005. And yes, Netflix was around in 2000. No, I'm lying. Arrested Development aired in 2009. And Netflix was around back then. But they were just, like, renting out DVDs. They weren't hitting like they were today. So, another thing that I like that has a Netflix stamp on it is Trailer Park Boys, which I need to rewatch, honestly. Gosh, what a great show. But, again, not a Netflix original. They just came around for the later series, and honestly, it got bad after it got on Netflix. Not bad, but not what it used to be, you know? I don't know. But it was originally on, I believe, Showcase. I think it was called Showcase. Girl, let me look it up. Anyways, it's on Canadian television. Showcase. That is not telling me anything. Network? I think it's called Showcase. Yep! There she is. It's a Canadian English language specialty channel. Yeah, okay, so it was on Showcase before, like, in 2005. Trailer Park Boys is legit kind of old, I'm not gonna lie, but it was on Showcase before. It got canceled on Showcase. Bro, they had an entire ending for Trailer Park Boys before it got picked up on Netflix. Like, I swear, oh my goodness, Lucy, like, had a baby with Randy, like, when the show, like, actually finished, because I guess they got advance notice that the show was ending, and they, like, wrapped it up, but then Netflix picked it up. And, like, some people, Lucy is barely in the Netflix seasons. I don't think she is at all. The baby that she has just never exists anymore. That was so funny to me. But anyways, the trailer park is different. You can tell that they went to a different trailer park. Because in the earlier seasons, like, you're outside in the trailer park, like, a lot. Or you get very well acquainted with, like, the layout of the trailer park. But in the newer Netflix seasons, like, they're somewhere completely different. They're in a whole different trailer park, and you can tell. And it's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like new trailer park, but honestly, it's fine. The first, I would say 3 seasons after it uncanceled itself, they were fine, but I think the newer ones, I don't know. And apparently there's, like, an entire animated season of it. So, I don't know. I mean, the actor who played Mr. Leahy, like, died in 2018, I think. So, I don't know where they're gonna go forward with that. I think the animated series was made afterwards, after he died. Or before. I can't remember. I legit can't remember. But, I don't know, man. I just find it so funny that Trailer Park Boys literally ended. They filmed the whole ending, and then it came back. That's not even humorous in any way. I just think it's funny. But all of that is to say that All of that was to say that Netflix makes really good documentaries, and so does HBO. I think HBO's content is like really polished in general because they're just not making anything that anybody pitches to them. I feel like if you got something to pitch to Netflix, you better go and pitch it now because they will make it. I swear they will. They don't care. Quality control just is not there, right? If you want to pitch to anybody, pitch to Netflix.com. Go to Netflix HQ. Roll in there. No appointment. You don't need an appointment. Walk up to whoever's in charge of acquisitions and development. Say, hey, I got an idea. They don't even listen to it. They just say, oh, you got an idea? We'll make it for you. We'll give you $100,000 to do it. That's nothing. We'll give you $3 million to do it. How about that? We'll give you $3 million to do it. We don't need to hear your idea at all. Congratulations. Welcome to the Netflix family. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. What happens if you pitch a show to Netflix? They will make it. Guaranteed. Money back guarantee. Pay for your flight out here so we can say, yes, we will make it. Oh my goodness. Okay. What documentaries have HBO made, like, recently? Because I kind of want to know. HBO Documentaries. Here's the official site. Oh, they made a QAnon documentary. Ellen v. Pharaoh. That was big. Let's see. Well, anyways, I feel like, oh, they have some coming soon. Oh, there's one about Tina Turner, and it's premiering, like, in 2 days. That's on Saturday. They have a Tina Turner documentary coming out. Anyways, they have one premiering on March 30th about, the ill-fated Diamond Princess cruise ship, which set sail from Japan in the earliest days of the COVID-19 pandemic. That ought to be interesting. Exterminate All the Brutes. 4-part hybrid docuseries offering expansive exploration of the exploitative and genocidal aspects of European colonization. It's very historical, I guess. Our Towns, based on the book of the same name, Our Towns explores the rise of civic and economic reinvention, transforming small cities. Oh my goodness. Small cities and towns across America. In the same breath, this is also about COVID. Seen and Heard. It's a 2-part documentary exploring the history of black television seen by the eyes of trailblazers. Crime of the Century. What is this about? This must be about opiates. 2-part documentary directed by Emmy and Academy Award winner Alex Gibney. I never heard of him, so it doesn't matter. The Crime of the Century is a searing indictment of Big Pharma and the political operatives and government regulations that enable overproduction, reckless distribution, and the mass abuse of synthetic opiates. So it is about opiates. And there's a 9/11 documentary, which is coming. It doesn't say when. Now what is this about? Explore the Pentecostal minister Glenn Summerford, who was accused of attempting to murder his wife with a rattlesnake in the sleepy town of Scottsboro, Alabama. I never heard it. Where's Scottsboro? I bet that's in Bibb County. Sounds like it's in Bibb County. Scottsboro, Alabama. I bet I'm right. Tell me I'm right. Where are they at? It's in Jackson County. I don't even know where that is. Ugh. Anyways, they got 14,000 people there. Where is this in relation to me? Is this close? Where's Jackson County? Who is Jackson County? Oh, that's all the way up by Huntsville. That is, okay, that's far away. Anyways, I kind of want to watch that. What is this called? Alabama Snake? I'm about to watch that. I'm about to get off the stream. I'm about to watch that. Something about something. The Art of Political Murder. You want to know a good documentary that I watched? It wasn't recently. It was a while ago. But there is a documentary on Showtime, which I know nobody cares about Showtime. Showtime doesn't even come up in conversations. But anyways, there's a documentary on Showtime. Gosh, I don't even know when this came out. I just know I was still in school because I watched it in my bed in my dorm room. Anyways, it's on Showtime. It's called Kingmaker. It's about Imelda Marcos and the Marcos family. I thought that was really interesting because I didn't know anything about the Marcoses. Because, you know, it's kind of before my time, the whole, like, really long period of martial law, and also I don't live in the Philippines, so of course I wouldn't really know, but I thought that was really interesting. Is she still alive? Is Miss Imelda still alive? I think so. I think if she died, it would make the news. She's alive and she's 91, and she may or may not have 100 pair of shoes. I actually forgot what the number was. Maybe 400. Hundreds. A whole lot. You know what I mean? Anyways. Documentaries called The Kingmaker. It's on Showtime. I literally just said it was on Showtime, but it was really interesting because it's something I never heard about before. Not quite never heard about, but something I was unfamiliar with. So I was learning new things. And if I learned something new, it's already a good documentary, right? And it's about the Marcos family and how they're like essentially controlling Filipino politics, and how, what is her son's name? Bong Bong? That's his name. Is that his legal name? I think that's his nickname. His name is Ferdinand. Okay, so he's like a junior, never mind. Anyways, he was like running for president in the Philippines, and I don't know if he won or not. He was a senator. So yeah. Anyways, it followed him while he was like running for, it was either president or senator, I can't remember, it's been a while. But, you know, on the one hand, you're kind of sort of sympathetic to Imelda, right? Because, like, it's been 20 some odd years and they still haven't buried her husband, who was the former president who did all of the martial law stuff. He's like, okay, when the documentary is being made, he died in 1989. That's more than 20 years. It's like 30 years. Anyway, he's been dead for a really long time and they haven't put him in the ground yet, and she's like upset about that. I would be too. If I was dead and nobody put me in the ground and just had me preserved in a glass box, I wouldn't like that at all. I think it's time we let go of Vladimir Lenin. It's been almost 100 years since he died. His body has been on this earth longer than his soul has. That's weird. I don't like that. Put him in the ground. Please. I promise you, Russian people, you will be fine without having the corpse of Vladimir Lenin just like chilling in Moscow. I promise you will be fine. I have really no opinion about like Vladimir Lenin. I just find it really weird that they haven't buried him yet. Does anybody else feel that way? I know I feel that way. I think it's time for Russia to let go of Lenin. I don't know even what that statement implies politically, but I just think it's really weird that they just had his body chilling in a glass box for almost 100 years. You gotta let go. It's time to let go. Anyways, same situation here with Ferdinand Marcos. I'm fairly certain they haven't buried him yet. But, yeah, I just thought, let's see, death and burial. He wasn't buried, though. Various. Oh, he was buried. When was he buried? That doesn't matter. Anyways, once the USSR fell, it's time to let go. Yeah. I just find it weird, really weird. His body has been on this earth longer than he has as a person. I don't like it. I mean, I have weird feelings about death in general, but if my body was around for that long, I think I, as a ghost, would be kind of upset. Like, please bury me. Do something with me. Like, don't just leave. Ugh. Like, there's mold growing on his body and stuff. Like, it's getting increasingly harder and harder to preserve Vladimir Lenin's 100-year-old corpse. Okay? You can't keep him around forever. He is organic material. He's gonna break down at some point. Please just let him go. I don't know why this is the hill that I want to die on, but I hope when I die on that hill, they bury me immediately. Anyways, I like the documentary The Kingmaker, that's all I'm trying to say. And, okay, what I learned there is that, essentially, Rodrigo Duterte, the crazy president of the Philippines, he's a Marcos puppet. Imelda had something to do with making him president. So it's like they're basically in power now. And that's so wild. Because I remember, previous to Donald Trump getting in office, Duterte got in office, and that was like a big deal because he was kind of insane, right? And I had been sort of kind of following that since then. I mean, there's not really been much news out in the streets that I run in, but, you know, that I found that interesting to learn that Rodrigo Duterte was a Marcos puppet, essentially. They didn't say it outright in the documentary, but that's definitely what it seemed like, okay? Yeah. Anyways, Imelda Marcos, I think, you know what? You know what they did in that documentary? These documentary makers? They showed this woman giving out cash on the street. Was that supposed to make me like her? I mean, I kind of sort of felt bad for her, maybe a little bit. I mean, listen, it's been a while since I watched this documentary, so I don't know quite how involved she is with politics. Actually, no. She's definitely the ringleader. Maybe not when her husband was, like, alive, but definitely now. Like, her son, I hate to say it, but he's kind of spineless. At least that's the way he looked in the documentary, right? She did kind of spineless and kind of being controlled by his mom. Anyways, her birthday is July 2nd. So not soon at all. Anyways, she's 5'7", taller than I am, but that's not really hard to do, be taller than me. When are you know what I haven't done? I haven't looked at the Oscar nominations. I guess now would be a good time to do that. Nominations 2021. Because, I mean, they got announced, like, last week. And I haven't looked at them at all. Alright, Best Actor. Riz Ahmed, The Sound of Metal. I haven't seen that. I probably should. Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I'm going to say something about Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think Chadwick Boseman did a good job in it, but that's not what I want to talk about. I had no idea what this movie was going into watching it. Because, like, it's based on a play, right? It's based on, August Wilson. I think he wrote it. Probably. But the movie starts, and, like, all the characters start talking, and they keep talking, and they don't stop talking. Everyone is just talking. That's all it is. It's just talking. It's a whole lot of talking in, like, 3 different settings. So it's like, when are they going to stop talking and let the story happen? But I didn't know it was based on a play, and that's what happens in plays. People just talk. So, yeah. I wanted to tap out, like, halfway through, but I had to see how it ended. And when it ended, I got real mad, and I was like, dang it, I hate this. But I do think Chadwick Boseman did a good job as an actor. I just did not have good expectations going into it, I guess. Anyways, Gary Oldman in Mank. Mank was overhyped. That's just what I want to say. I watched it. I didn't understand most of what was going into it. I didn't understand most of what was going on in it because I feel like you need some kind of historical context to fully understand Mank. If you don't know, it's about Herman Mankiewicz. He was a screenwriter for, oh my goodness, Citizen Kane, which I have watched, by the way, and I did enjoy. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. Anyways, it's about Herman Mankiewicz writing Citizen Kane. And some stuff is going on, and you're like, oh, am I supposed to know what that means? Like, or who these people are, or the significance of certain events? And I think the movie relies on you knowing who people are and what's going on and the significance of certain events to fully understand it. I think it warrants a No, it doesn't. It doesn't warrant a rewatch. I watched it once, that's enough. Directed by David Fincher. Music done by Ron Zertner. Trent Reznor. They're frequent collaborators. Anyways, I thought it was just fine. Did Gary Oldman do a good job? Yeah, he did. Sure. Also, I think maybe the movie was Oscar bait. It's about movie making. It's about the quote-unquote greatest movie of all time, which, not really. Citizen Kane, it's fine. I can understand its impact and influence on filmmaking now, but at the time it was the greatest movie ever made. Now, no. I don't know what was the greatest movie ever made now. Don't ask me, I don't know. So, Steven Yeun for Minari. I haven't seen it. I probably should. Actor in supporting role, Sacha Baron Cohen in Trial of Chicago 7. You know, before I left school, me and a group of friends were supposed to get together and watch Trial of Chicago 7, and we didn't. And I'm kind of sad. So, yeah. Daniel Kaluuya and Judas and the Black Messiah. I think that's still in theaters. And now that I am vaccinated, I kind of want to see it. So, yeah. Paul Raci. Don't know who that is. Sound of Metal. Lakeith Stanfield. Really good actor, I think. I think he's versatile. He can do comedy, he can do drama. He can do a lot of things. Actress in a leading role, Viola Davis, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Yeah, I agree, sure, why not? Viola Davis, she a good actor. Andra Day for the United States versus Billie Holiday. What is this? Is this a real court case? What happened? Okay, it's an autobiographical film about Billie Holiday based on the book Chasing the Scream, The First and Last Days of the War on Drugs. It's on Hulu. Which, okay. Is it like an actual court case though? I want to know. I would like to know these things. In the 1940s, Billie Holiday is targeted by the government in an effort to racialize the war on drugs, ultimately aiming her to stop her from singing the controversial song Strange Fruit. Which, by the way, if you don't know, Strange Fruit is about, I think the line goes, strange fruit hanging from trees or something like that. It's about lynchings in the Jim Crow South. And, oh my goodness, why did I click on this? God! Well, I clicked on the Wikipedia article for Strange Fruit, and what do you know? I see a picture of a person hanging from a tree, which is not exactly something that I wanted to see. So yeah, don't you just love it when Wikipedia shows you pictures of dead people? Gosh, fantastic. Moving on. Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman. I think this is I've seen it on Netflix. I haven't seen it, but I've seen the title on Netflix. I think she stars with Shia LaBeouf, which is interesting. Do I want to watch it? Not particularly. Let's see. Frances McDormand for Nomadland. Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman. I wanted to see Promising Young Woman in theaters before, the pandemic hit, and it just, never came out. So, I don't know. Well, it's in theaters now, actually, but it's supposed to be in theaters an entire year ago, so. Actress in a supporting role. Maria Bakalova for Borat's subsequent movie film. I haven't seen it, but by all accounts, she did a good job. Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy. I've seen that might be just kind of Hillbilly Elegy. Olivia Colman for The Father. Who's The Father? 1/3 of the Trinity, but in this context, it is. Synopsis. Why are you telling me who wrote it? I don't particularly care in this minute who wrote it. Okay, I want to know what it's about. Apparently, it cost less than $20 million to make, which, if you don't know, is not a whole lot of money for a feature film. What is it about? Why can't anyone tell me what it's about? A man refuses all assistance from his daughter as he ages. Okay, so it's emotional. Amanda Seyfried from Mank, she played... I forgot her name, but yeah. And Ya Jung Yoon, definitely saying that wrong for Minari. Animated feature film, Onward, Over the Moon, a Shaun the Sheep movie, Soul. I swear, I feel like Soul came out 5 years ago. Maybe it's because I've been seeing promotional stuff about it for 3 years, something like that. It'll apparently make you cry, but I've never cried at a movie in my life, so that claim is dubious at best. Wolfwalkers, never heard of it. Cinematography, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank. I guess. Did they shoot that on film? I feel like they shot that on film. So, I feel like that gives you an edge if you're going for, some kind of cinematography award. whether or not you shot it on film. Which, by the way, more films than I think, and more films that probably you think are shot on film. For example, the movie is not called the Pikachu movie, but you know the Pikachu movie with Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. That was apparently shot on film, which I know, insane. But for some reason, I failed to take into account that they digitize all the film before they actually start editing it. Duh. Because you can't, I mean, maybe you could, but it would be very difficult in these days to do that kind of special effects on celluloid. So, anyways. News of the World, Nomadland, and the Trial of the Chicago 7. Costume design, Emma. I approve of that one. I saw Emma in theaters. Emma was the last movie that I saw in theaters before the pandemic hit. And because I saw it on my spring break. And then at the end of my spring break, I was told, hey, COVID is getting kind of real. We're extending the spring break. So, that was interesting. Mulan. Yeah. Pinocchio. There's a Pinocchio movie? Okay. Word. Directing Another Round. I have never heard of this movie. And I gotta... Who this? It's about... Oh, wait. This is... It's not in English. It's got Mads Mikkelsen. Did I say that right? Hannibal. Hannibal is in it. I can't say his name for whatever reason. 4 high school teachers consume alcohol on a daily basis to see how it affects their social and professional lives. Oh, so they became alcoholics on a lark. Cool. I'm sure it's decent. David Fincher got a directing thing for Mank. Honestly, Mank is not my favorite Fincher film. And I've seen a lot of his films, I've realized. My favorite is definitely Gone Girl. Duh. But, well, yeah. Minari, Nomadland, and Promising Young Woman. It's like Promising Young Woman. Okay, documentary. Collective Crip Camp. The Mole Agent, My Octopus Teacher, and Time. Documentary short subject. Does that say Colette? Yeah. A Concerto is a Conversation, Do Not Split, Hunger Ward, A Love Song for Natasha. Film editing, Father, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, The Sound of Metal. Oh, it's just Sound of Metal. Is it not The Sound of Metal? I swear I saw this earlier. Go up, 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 up. No, it is just Sound of Metal. Never mind. Where am I? Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and Trial of Chicago 7. International feature film, Another Round, Better Days, Collective, The Man Who Sold His Skin, and something in a different language. I'm gonna try. No, I'm not gonna try. Makeup and hairstyling, Emma, Hillbilly LG, Marini's Black Bottom, Mank, and what the heck is Pinocchio? Why is there a Pinocchio film? Is this a Disney thing? Like, why can't, there we go. Okay, 2019? This better not be live it's live action. Okay. This isn't Disney, though. I feel like, I don't know. What? This came out in 2019. I mean, I don't know much about it. Other than it's a Pinocchio movie that's live action, and for what? And for what? Anyway, music original score, The Five Bloods, Mank, Minari, News of the World, and Soul. Music original song, Fight for You from Judas and Black Messiah, which is by Her. Hear My Voice from Trial of Chicago 7, which is by Dale Pemberton. Husavik from Eurovision. Wait. Eurovision? They made a Eurovision movie? Okay. Okay. Here's what we all care about. Best Picture. We have The Father, Judas and Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. So, what is The Father on? Didn't I not just see that I was on Hulu? Perhaps I am mistaken. No, it is not on Hulu. Where can I watch this? Nowhere, apparently. I mean, I can watch anything I want on the piratebay.org, but you know what I mean. Juice and Black Messiah, which is still in theaters. Mank, which is on Netflix. Minari. Honestly, I don't know where would I watch this. It's on YouTube for $20. It's on VOD and it's $20 everywhere, which alright, fine. Doesn't mean I have to like it though. What else? Nomadland. What is this even about? Why do I keep saying this? Is this on Netflix? I don't think it is. No, it's on Hulu. What is this about? A woman in her 60s who, after losing everything in the Great Recession, which is 2008, 2009, embarks on a journey through the American West, living as a van-dwelling modern-day nomad. Is this based on something? This is based on a person. It's based on a book. We Love Ourselves, an adapted screenplay. Fun. That movie doesn't speak to my soul. Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, Trial of Chicago 7. Production design. The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, Tenet. I'm surprised Tenet is on here at all. When did that come out? No, it came out last year. So, right on time. Okay. I guess I should say I'm surprised Tenet isn't on here more, but honestly, okay, I saw Tenet. I risked it all. I went to theaters to see it. It was a good theater experience at the very least, but very confusing. Sometimes it can get kind of megaphony. They're just explaining how things work all the time, which, with a movie like that, you kind of have to, but anyways, Tenet got a nomination, and it's for production design. I'm not gonna lie, I did like Tenet. I thought it was cool. I'll say that. And I'm easily impressed, so there you go. Short film animated, Burrow, Genius Loci, If Anything Happens, I Love You, Opera, Yes People. Short film live action, Feeling Through, The Letter Room, The Present, Two Distant Strangers, and White Eye. Sound, Greyhound. Okay, Mank, News of the World, Soul, Sound of Metal. Visual effects, Love and Monsters. That sounds familiar, but okay. The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, and Tenet. So Tenet has 2 nominations now. Writing, adapted screenplay. What? Borat's subsequent movie film, what was that adapted from? Where's the adaptation? Anyways, The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami. Do I want to see that? I think it's on Amazon. I don't have Amazon, so no. The White Tiger. Writing original screenplay, Juice and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, Trial of Chicago 7, and that's it. Them's the nominees. So, fun fact, when I was still in schooling, college, I should specify, I actually ran a film club for the film department. I was at the head of it. And one of the only, no, I can't even say that. People showed up, but it wasn't a bunch of people that showed up. So, anyways, now's not the time to get into my feelings about that, but I hosted an event to show the Oscars in the student theater that we have, which sounds really impressive, but I promise you it isn't. It's a projector and 3 rows of 20 seats. It's not a big room at all. It's not like a theater. It's it's the size of a home theater. That's the only way I can describe how big that room is. But I hosted the Oscars. No, I did not host the Oscars. That is false. I hosted an Oscar watch party at my college. That's what I was trying to say. Forgot. Is it 2019? I gotta check. Because I most certainly forgot. It might have been 20. It wasn't 2020, so it was probably 2018 then. You know what? It doesn't matter. I forgot what year it was. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, it's been long enough. It's been an hour and 30 minutes, and I think I've talked about everything on the list. Let me check. So I talked about the weather, which, okay. I've talked about my copyright strike, gave an update on that. Talked about the book that I finished. I talked about the college admissions scandal documentary. And at the top of the stream, I talked about my frustrations with my internship and the job searching process. That's all that's on the list, so yeah. Consider yourself completed, Mr. List. Anyways, it's like 8 o'clock now. I do want to watch that one HBO documentary. What's it called? What was it called? It's called Alabama Snake. Why? Because it takes place in Alabama. And that's all I need to be interested in something. It takes place in my state. Sign me up. I want to learn. Wait, this is attempted murder. This isn't even successful murder. He's Pentecostal. How did I glaze over that? My goodness. Yeah, those Pentecostals are kind of weird, you know. Anyways, that's enough for today. My voice is going. That's it. My voice is just going. Oh, I know. Give me a minute. So, what is this? Anyways, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming next week. I've been doing the whole once a week streaming thing for quite some time now. And now I think I might be going to once every other week. Because honestly, I'm running out of things to stream. So, there you go. You may see me next week. You may not. I don't know. I'll let you know. So, yeah. It's gonna be it for me for today. I really want to do that video about Era's latest album soon. I've been listening to it a lot, so I have some opinions, okay? But I don't know when that's gonna come out, so we don't know. I've already established I'm quite busy with my internship, so what do you want from me? Anyways, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch a documentary, and I'm gonna get in bed, because I'm just tired.